Not only am I excited for this year, but this video that Galax sent apparently applies to all the things that we are feeling right now. And I want y'all to watch it with me. So we got to peep this right here. The last 4 decades, and they explain 2026, and this is going to be the golden year, chat. The golden year. Let's watch this shit right now.
I studied the last 4 decades of pop culture and entertainment, and I have a theory. What if the best pop culture years all ended in 6? 2016, 2006, 1996.
Low key though.
Think about it. Every decade, almost on cue, a flood of genre-defining films, era-shaping albums, and iconic TV moments rewrite the rules. So, let's test the pattern, explore these moments that made history, and predict what's next. Because if the cycle holds, 2026 is going to be our best year yet.
And I think so. I really do think so. I mean, look, ADL is probably going to come out this year, Saturn. I know, I get it. But also, yo, I think about 2016 a lot, yo, and I feel like the energy was so perfect. Pop culture was at its peak. We had the best music. We had the best movies. We had the best shows. Everything was just peak, yo. And even though we've had a lot of good moments in the past couple years, the 2020s has been aight. 2026 just has some feel about it, yo. We got Avengers Doomsday coming out. We got a lot of other movies coming out, a lot of great albums coming out. We got GTA 6 coming out, which is, I think, done on purpose. 2026 is going to be insane.
For now, let's head back to 1986 to find out what made it golden.
Wolverine game? Yeah.
First, the big screen.
You don't stop and look around once in a while. You could miss it.
Rule number 1, make the audience want the life. Ferris Bueller turned skipping school into philosophy. It's funny, but it's also the blueprint for an entire era of teen wish fulfillment. Ferris breaks the fourth wall like it's no big deal, and suddenly every teen comedy wants a direct line to you. It's confident.
Oh my God, Project X. I know yo.
Deal, and suddenly every teen comedy wants a direct line to you.
I don't know how many of y'all know this, because I know there's a couple youngins in this chat, but I'm telling y'all,
confident.
I think I passed it. But Project X was one of them ones, yo. That was my favorite childhood movie, because I always envisioned high school being like that. Obviously, that's not the case, but still, it was a very exciting thing.
And it's personal. Now, spectacle
What's good,
with
Phineas?
identity. Top Gun fuses aerial action with a music video heartbeat. From Ray-Bans to bomber jackets, cinema becomes brand culture. And brand culture becomes lifestyle. Aliens deepens the franchise with character-driven terror, while Blue Velvet rips open the American dream and whispers, "Don't trust the suburbs." Range matters. You can go glossy or go art house as long as you go specific. Highlander gives British and French co-productions a cult mythology that still inspires. Meanwhile, Crocodile Dundee turns Australia into a global mood. Laid back, witty,
What's good, Naya? How you feeling, girl? What's good, Naya?
Studios understood. A hit sells a feeling first. The plot is the delivery, and identity is the product. Music.
Oh yeah, now we talk about music. MTV.
And the birth of modern pop infrastructure. Janet Jackson is the perfect example. Choreography that moves the culture, and a thesis.
Y'all don't know Janet Jackson, yo. I know y'all too young to know this shit. I'm telling y'all. I don't know which one of y'all know MTV like that, because I know there's a lot of youngins in this chat, and I'm unk to most of y'all. But yo, MTV, Janet Jackson, I mean, this is obviously before my time, but still growing up, I was put onto this at an early age. Good times.
Statement for pop autonomy.
I know she popped her titty once. What? Yo, Robin, I don't know what you talking about. Send the clip if you got it. But but I don't know what you talking about.
Rap meets rock on MTV. That one riff, it tells everyone. Hybrids win. Stop motion, surreal fruit, symphonies, anthems that turn car rides into concerts. Blue collar myth making meets neon pop.
Yo, if you gonna keep spamming I'm lurking, bro, I'm gonna take it away forever. And I'm gonna time you out, David. You're ruining the video right now. This is for you, too. Like, what's wrong with y'all? This is what I'm saying. Like, yo, literally, y'all are the reason why we can't have nice things. Y'all are the reason why we can't have nice things. Because I chill the all time. Yo, see, here's the thing. Saturn, this is the worst part about these channel points, is that even if you time them out, they spammed it so many times where after they get banned, it's going to keep going. It don't matter. That's the worst of it. Okay? David a Chud, RMCI, I still to this day, I don't know what Chud means. You should add more channel point rewards so you can be our virtual puppet play toy. Yo, Temp, you going to get banned for that. You better lose that energy, brother. Virtual puppet play toy.
2,000 years later.
Made for endurance, weddings, stadiums, TikToks to come, minimal groove, maximal charisma. Prince proves that subtraction can be sexier than any wall of sound. Aha and Eurythmics perfect the synth pop formula, and Sweden's rising scene quietly builds the pop engine that will power the next 30 years. The Oprah Winfrey Show goes national and turns the conversation into an institution. The Golden Girls proves that comedy can age well and still lead primetime. Saturday morning cartoons push toy sales into overdrive. Spitting Image in the UK weaponizes puppets for political satire. British soaps like EastEnders dominate living rooms. In Japan, Dragon Ball begins broadcasting, quietly birthing a global anime empire. VHS rentals rule.
Oh, I forgot about that. Dragon Ball Z was in 86. That's so peak, yo. I'm telling you, there's something special about the year 6. Bro, Dragon Ball was one of them ones, yo. Oh my God. I totally forgot. It did start in 1986, man. That's crazy. Would you put Dragon Ball over Naruto? Oh, that's a great question, yo. That's a great question. Thank you for the biddy, Splash Galaxy. Appreciate you. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I never watched Dragon Ball. Mikkel, start. Thank you for the biddies. I probably would put Dragon Ball Z over Naruto because it's just a childhood nostalgia for me. Like, Naruto came later in my life. But at the same time, it's a hard question. That's a hard question. I'm not gonna lie. I got a soft spot for Dragon Ball Z, but I wouldn't be mad if somebody said Naruto's a better anime. You know what I mean? Because both of them have like a very, very like big presence and power in my childhood. Naruto, like the only anime I actually watched fully if you don't count Avatar, but Naruto also my favorite show / movie of all time. Yo, if you're talking about Avatar The Last Airbender, that's also one of my favorite cartoons of all time. Now look, I'll be honest, it's technically not an anime. It's anime style, but it was made in America, so it's not really anime. But I will keep it a buck. Avatar is one of the best shows of all time. I'm gonna say that right now. It's one of the best shows of all time. And Avatar started when? Like 2008, I think. So it wasn't on the 6, but still though. Yeah, Avatar like half cartoon. Exactly.
And the Nintendo Entertainment System
Nintendo
redefines play. MTV Europe launched Nike's Air Jordan era is here. Style is sport, and sport is marketing. In Nigeria, Afrobeat meets politics through Fela Kuti.
Oh my God.
The same duality that pop still chases. In Brazil, rock brasileiro catches fire, while Japan's city pop and idol culture write the playbook for K-pop decades early. 1986 teaches culture how to package identity. You can still buy a Top Gun jacket, quote Ferris Bueller, hear prayer in arenas, spot Janet's choreography DNA in pop tours, and we still remix rap rock formulas. Blue Velvet, Suburban Dread becomes a whole TV aesthetic. Twin Peaks, Desperate Housewives, even Euphoria. Japan's gaming boom leads to global franchises. The UK's synth scene evolves into EDM. The deeper legacy here is design. Every time a film markets a feeling, every time a network tries to be a moment, you're watching 1986's software run on new hardware. It was the first time pop culture felt like it knew you. So, what does the 1986 blueprint predict? Personality-rich blockbusters, hybrid sounds that cross genres by design, TV that feels interactive even when it's not because community is the product. 2026 won't be about being louder, it will be about being sharper. Now, we enter 1996, the year pop culture found its edge.
It's going down, fade to
Oh
black
my
street.
God, yo, the way she on this roll right now is crazy. Cause I feel like low-key 1986 at that time was probably one of the best eras, yo. I'm telling you, 86, cause all the pop things were coming out at that time. They were starting at that point, and everything was continuing afterwards. It's crazy. One of my dreams is to make an anime. That's on top of RMCI. What's good, A-Money?
Gone digital, but we're still analog enough to feel it. CDs stack like trophies, phones flip but don't scroll, and the soundtrack, it's chaos with intent. Cinema experiments, and style goes DIY. Again, let's start with the screen. Hollywood's formula is shifting. Glossy blockbusters share space with rough indie brilliance. A film that smells like adrenaline and regret. Danny Boyle makes grime look cinematic. Heroin addiction, friendship, rebellion, the jump cuts, the monologue, the chaos. It's youth culture without a filter. Baz Luhrmann's remix of Shakespeare drenched in MTV energy. Guns instead of swords, Hawaiian shirts instead of tights.
Yo, I'm curious, what era of movies do y'all think were the best? I'm wondering, what era, what decade do you think had the best movies? Because low-key, I feel like the 90s is when the movies started getting a lot better, and a lot of the classics that we was on when we were like young, maybe not for all y'all, but 90s gotta be up there, yo. Because if I'm being real, a lot of the newer movies I like I mean, there's a lot of great new movies. Don't get me wrong, a lot of great ones. But a lot of the movies that I be watching nowadays that I really stay up to date with in terms of franchises is honestly just Marvel. Outside of that, I was never really too into Avatar. I was never too into like I never watched Lord of the Rings. I never watched Harry Potter. I never watched any of those other franchises, so I don't really know too much, honestly. I like the 90s and 2000, the 90s. Yeah. See, I think so, man. I think so. The 90s might have it.
Leonardo DiCaprio instead of Leonard Whiting. It's love, tragedy, and aesthetic overload.
Yo, and yeah, exactly, Mikhail. Speaking of CGI too, because right, I was low-key looking at clips of CGI and like the old Star Wars movies from the 2000s, the prequels. I'm looking at other movies from back then. I'm like, how was bro? Even Iron Man, the first Iron Man, which came out 2008, the CGI in that movie is actually flawless for its time. Like it was insane. The quality was so good, and I'm like, yo, that was almost 20 years ago, and they have CGI in Iron Man 1 that's better than movies coming out right now. Even in the OG Transformers movies, I remember the CGI was literally realistic looking. It was crazy.
That story is timeless. Meta before meta was mainstream. He knows the tropes, so he breaks them, and the audience eats it up. Disaster movies, spy thrillers, and prestige drama coexist. Same year, same box office. 1996 says, you can have your popcorn and your Oscars. The Coens go cold and dark in Fargo.
Oh yeah,
Lars von
Shrek was
Trier
fire.
shocks audiences with raw emotion in Breaking the Waves. It's almost emotion as rebellion. So if you had to choose the glossy chaos of Romeo and Juliet or the grit of something like Trainspotting, which one still feels more like the decade we are living in right now? Because by the end of 1996, the industry learned authenticity doesn't have to be polished. It just has to be undeniable.
Facts.
1996
That's so
sounds
true, yo.
like
I swear, the most enjoyable forms of media and art that I ever enjoyed, y'all, when it came to music, when it came to shows, when it came to movies, were the things that I could relate to that felt real, yo. I never was really too crazy about the most polished, perfect type of product. Like the stuff that's nitty gritty, rough around the edges, that was the shit that applied to me the most, honestly. That's why in terms of music, when people talk about shit that I could relate to, that's why I guarantee they gotta put Kanye in. If they talk about early 2000s, they better put Kanye in this shit because he was dominating at that time. But when it came to the movies, the music, all that shit, yo, like, it was always the relatable, real-ass stories that hit the most for me.
a contradiction in stereo. 5 women, 1 word, attitude. Girl power goes global. Fun, fast, unapologetic. It's pop engineered for empowerment. Long before hashtags existed. West Coast heat. He's political,
West Side!
personal, and larger than life. Proof that vulnerability and strength coexist. Britpop at its loudest. Every song feels like a pub chant with poetic edges, but drum and bass and garage start bubbling underground. Anger turns mainstream. Confession becomes anthem. Hip-hop meets soul,
Oh my God,
alt-rock
Lauryn
meets
Hill.
electronica. Beck is irony. The prodigy is explosion. Chaos finally sounds cool. France invents future funk with Daft Punk's debut. Bollywood finds a global footing. Genre is purely a suggestion. The edges blur, and the blur becomes the sound of the decade. Trends clashed. There was no single sound, look, or vibe. And honestly, that's exactly the point. Cool wasn't about consensus. On TV, the world's obsessed with Friends. TRL is forming in MTV's control rooms. Magazines like Vibe, The Face, and Rolling Stone define taste. At home, the PlayStation 1...
I'm not gonna lie. I feel like magazine covers do not hit the same no more, right? I feel like, I mean, I don't really see too many magazines. Like, I don't have magazines, but obviously you'll see them around the stores and whatnot. But I don't know what it was. It's like they just don't feel the same no more. Like, I remember back, I feel like the best magazine covers and best like photo shoots was happening in like the 2000s. That was like the best era of people being the most creative. We had the most like fly fits. I don't know what it is. I always see the craziest stuff on them. What you mean? Like, you know what I mean? When I just feel like the era of the 2000s was fire when it came to fashion and when it came to covers and just all kinds of stuff like that.
changes how we play. Windows 95 makes the internet less theory and more lifestyle, and suddenly fandom becomes community. We think of 1996 as messy, but that's what made it modern. It taught us to live in overlap. The lo-fi aesthetic on TikTok, that's Trainspotting's DNA. Indie films taught blockbusters to have feelings. Pop feminism and community energy, that's the Spice Girls. If 1986 invented personality, 1996 perfected authenticity. It proved you can be mainstream and messy. So, what does this cycle predict for 2026? We're heading into another collision. Identity, genre, technology, and emotion all overlapping again. So
1990s and early 2000s was the perfect balance between technology and real life. Yo, Temp, that's exactly why I say Gen Z, like the early Gen Z babies, had the best childhood. Yo, if you was born in the late 90s or early 2000s, in that little gap, I think probably, I would say 1997 to 2004 or 5 max, in my opinion, was the best childhood to grow up in. Honestly. No disrespect to y'all newer babies, but I just feel like y'all are missing out on things that were so prime, in my opinion. I would say 97 to 2005. Saturn, he was born in 05. I know why you're saying that. Yes, Kanye has done a lot of bad stuff, but he made Graduation. And he went on mad and made... Yeah, I know. Exactly. Kanye, bro, y'all can say what y'all want about Kanye. I understand he's whack as hell sometimes and says a lot of shit that even I don't agree with. And I love Kanye. I really do. But his musical impact, his impact on fashion, his impact on culture in general, you can't argue it. And I'm going to keep it a buck. If they don't put Kanye in this video, it's invalid. And this queen is doing a great job. This is a really, really cool video. And she's like a smaller creator, so I love this. But she got to involve him. Low-key Kanye to go. I'm not mad at that. The tweets last year was cooked. RMCI, yeah, let's not even talk about that.
That's 1996. Kind of chaotic, kind of genius, but impossible to ignore. Now, 10 years later, the internet grows up, and so do we. Welcome to 2006.
2006!
It's a year where everyone's online, but no one's quite sure what that means yet. Cameras shrink, opinions grow, and suddenly we're all the main character on platforms that don't even know what a platform is yet. Let's start on the big screen, right before it gets small. Fashion meets feminism, meets capitalism, with a monologue that still echoes through every hustle culture TikTok. A travelogue turned cultural mirror. 2006 learns that chaos goes viral faster than beauty. Sacha Baron Cohen makes satire
Borat
look
is one of them ones,
slapstick,
yo.
and in doing so, predicts internet trolling before we even had a word for it. We get tone whiplash.
Oh my
as
God, Joe. Like, I see, Splash, brother, I know what you're trying to do, man. And you just, you really, like, if you want to do a bit, brother, you could just send them all at once instead of doing it separately. I went to shovel the snow at my grandparents' driveway down the street the other day, and there were no youngins going around knocking on doors to shovel anymore. Shit's sad. You got your wigs? RMCI, don't worry about it, brother. Don't ask. Don't matter. Brother, I feel old. I was talking to some kids. They don't know what dabbing was. Oh, my God. Damn. I know. Bro, there are so many kids nowadays. And look, I know that we got all kinds of age ranges in here, right? But there are a lot of kids, yo. There's probably kids in this chat even that don't know about Blockbuster. They don't know about the dab. They don't know about Beyblade. They don't know about fidget spinners. They don't know about a lot of OG shit that we had, yo. Chud said, don't worry about it. Blockbuster was crazy. VHS. Yo, speaking of, bro, see, y'all can never tell me I'm not an OG. Philly kids don't even know what cartoons anymore. I know. I've seen that. And look. Now, y'all, I'm going to keep it a buck. VHS is even beyond my time. But, guys, I do have one VHS.
And his name is John C.
The SpongeBob movie! The SpongeBob movie! Oh my God! Come on now! Y'all don't know about this. I'm trying to tell you, man. I got one VHS left, and it is a SpongeBob movie. Yeah, Splash Galaxy, can you stop being a bot and stop spamming, please? For God's sake, just stop spamming, gang. Please. Let's enjoy our time together.
2006 learns that chaos goes viral faster than beauty. Sacha Baron Cohen makes satire look slapstick.
What y'all know about Borat?
And in doing so, predicts internet trolling before we even had a word for it. We get tone whiplash as generation learns range, prestige crime, indie heartbreak, musical comeback. Streaming didn't exist, but this was the prototype. A Disney
Oh my
Channel
God,
movie that
High School
behaves like
Musical, yo. I'm gonna keep it a buck. This was one of my guilty pleasures as a kid. Like, I didn't want to like it because I felt like a freaking dork. I didn't want to like it. What's good, Ashford? How you doing, Queen? I didn't want to like it. But the thing is, though, is I did like it. I watched it over and over again as a kid. I used to want to be them kids playing basketball with Troy and doing them dance festivals in the goddamn cafeteria. I wanted to be one of them kids. I did. You know, it was a guilty pleasure. And I'll be honest with you, you know what else was a guilty pleasure? Twilight. I'm going to keep it a buck. I did see the Twilight movies. I did. I haven't seen many movies, but I've seen Twilight. I'm going to keep it a stack.
a global franchise? James Bond gets an emotional reboot. Cool can also cry. Spain, Mexico, and South Korea are redefining storytelling.
Shout out
Hans
South
Labyrinth
Korea.
weaves fantasy and fascism. Was 2006 the last great year of the movie theater? Or the first year cinema learned to compete with the internet? Every film's marketing plan includes one new frontier: YouTube. Trailers are clicks now. If 1986 gave us MTV and 1996 gave us TRL, 2006 gives us autoplay.
Yup.
Pop merges
Yup.
with hip-hop, a masterclass in independence. Rock, indie, and irony
Yo,
collide.
y'all don't know about prime Beyonce and prime Justin Timberlake. Oh my God.
When we were young, Smile, Crazy, every track feels handmade before the algorithm industrialized taste. Hip-hop starts making bigger statements, has smarter production,
Kanye!
sharper commentary. Barbados gives us Rihanna, the birth of pop dominance. France launches Justice and the Ed Banger label, defining electronic rebellion. Nigeria continues to carve the foundations of Afrobeats. Korea's Big Bang defines K-pop's second generation. And Shakira spins Spanish-English crossover into world domination. The Office found humor in monotony. Grey's Anatomy perfected emotional cliffhangers. Meanwhile, Netflix is still mailing DVDs. Facebook drops its exclusivity. Twitter launches. The idea that we could upload something to the same
I did
internet
not know
as
Twitter came out in
Beyonce
2006.
changed everything. But of
Yeah, I'm
course,
gonna keep it a stack, yo. Elon Musk ruined Twitter. I'm gonna keep it a buck. He ruined it. X is just terrible now. I'm never gonna call it X, by the way. It's always gonna be Twitter. I don't care what anyone says. It's always gonna be Twitter. But like, he did ruin the app. It got significantly more racist, significantly a lot more corn on there. It just overall it became a worse app. I'm not gonna lie. It's a cesspool.
have to question the hype. Was 2006 connection or performance? People posted statuses like diary entries, but only when someone was watching. We called it sharing, but it was branding. We were building the internet's personality before it learned boundaries. The year looked casual, but it was the dress rehearsal for everything performative. The nostalgia for 2006, it's about the internet before the algorithm. Before curation became control.
Oh my God,
and before
MySpace.
influence became industry. We didn't invent virality. We just stopped needing MTV to do it for us. The MySpace photos, the blurry digital cameras, the filters. Pop culture didn't belong to studios or labels. It belongs to us.
And this is the thing, yo. This is exactly why, thank you for the biddy. This is exactly why I say, y'all, that low key, that the generation to grow up in that was the best was between 1997 and 2005. Because we still know what it was like to grow up without an insane amount of technology. What's good, Southway, my brother? We knew what it was like to be in the world where we had the phones, we had technology, we had the iPhones and all that, the apps, but it still wasn't at the time where it is now, where brain rot is everywhere. Where we got 6'7", TikTok, swipe. It was none of that, yo. We knew what life was kind of like without all this crazy ass technology. You know what I'm saying? We knew what life was like. So this was the best era, yo. It was the best era to grow up in, I'm telling you.
Messy, loud, and unfiltered. If 2006 taught us anything, it's that connection always comes with a cost. We wanted to share and ended up streaming. So what happens when the next cycle hits? So that's 2006.
Peak
The
NFL?
year culture went online and never locked off. Now 10 years later, in 2016, it's the year
Here we go, y'all.
authenticity becomes aspiration.
You had to be there for
The year playlist
2016.
replaced mixtape.
You had to be there. This was the era, yo. Oh my God. Being in high school during the era of 2016 is an incomparable experience. Okay? I don't know if any of y'all were in high school around this time. I don't know if y'all were or not. But for me, yo, oh my God. Sophomore, junior year time, boy, that was the shit, gang. Amazing time.
And every headline
I'm not
felt
getting on my knees for 10 biddies, by the way. You need to find God. You need to find God immediately. Asking me for to get on my knees for 10 biddies.
like a plot twist. From red carpets to protest marches, festivals to timelines, you feel it in the music, you see it in the movies, but more than anything, you lived it. Let's start with the screen. 2016 turns movies into emotion machines. A film about chasing dreams that feels like one. Every song is a confession, and somehow we all needed that. In the same year, silence speaks louder than spectacle. An intimate story that wins Best Picture, remember that moment? And redefines what a classic looks like.
Philly, what's better, early 2000s or late 19s? I'd probably say early 2000s. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little biased. I mean, I was obviously born in the early 2000s, so I mean, the 90s is cool, but like I grew up in the 2000s. So my perspective of that, yo, waking up, freaking going to school, late night seeing Toonami playing DBZ and Naruto, late night, yo, Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, all the video games, all the movies, all the shows. Like, I think pop culture was peak in 2000. And yeah, I'm not gonna lie, saying the late 19s, like, how old do you think I am, gang? What kind of question is that, Cassie?
Such a victory for softness in such a loud world. Science fiction becomes communication therapy. Language, memory, and connection. Themes that defined 2016 far beyond the screen. Zootopia, Manchester by the Sea, Hidden Figures. Each one cracks open identity, empathy, and ambition. Animation, history, and grief all share the spotlight. Superheroes go meta,
Deadpool!
sarcastic, and political.
Civil
In Japan,
War!
Your Name breaks hearts and box offices worldwide. France's Elle flips the revenge narrative, and Germany's Tony Erdmann reminds us awkwardness is a universal language. When was the last time movies made you feel that? Not entertained, but seen.
She's cooking.
Leo finally won an Oscar.
She's cooking.
Now press play. No marketing, no warning,
Oh
no
my
rules.
God,
He
Frank
disappears, drops an
The
album.
last time we saw Frank Ocean was in 2016. Like, yeah, I know he dropped a couple singles. You know, he had Slide and a couple other things, but Frank Ocean dropped Blonde in 2016. Travis Scott dropped goddamn Birds in the Trap McKnight in 2016. And it's like, I don't know what's going on with Frank Ocean, man. But the fact that GTA 6 is going to drop before Frank, he's actually retired. I'll be honest with you. That was the last frontier I had for him. If he dropped before GTA 6, and I didn't even know when GTA 6 was going to come out. If he dropped before then, that was the last hope I had. But I'm going to keep it a buck. If you not dropping since 2016 and GTA 6 is coming out, you're never coming back. I don't believe it. Okay, brother, can I just say, low-key, I missed the 2020 kind of... Yeah, no. 2020 was a good era. I'm not going to lie. There was obviously a lot of bad things happening in the world. We lost a lot of good people. But the culture of 2020 and pop-wise, music-wise, is not better than the 2010s so far. But it was an era that I don't think was the worst.
Album, and time stopped. No singles strategy.
Oh
no
my God,
format.
Rihanna too. Yo, Rihanna ain't dropped till 2016. Like, what the hell, Rihanna? Like, look, I'm going to keep it a buck, man. I love Frank, but I'm a much bigger Rihanna fan. I listen to Rihanna still to this day. Frank, he comes in rotation every now and then, but it's like, I don't know because Rihanna has more music and she's been around longer, but I was never like the biggest Frank fan. I love Frank, don't get me wrong. He has bops on bops, okay? But Rihanna just hits more for me. I like Rihanna a lot more. And she also hasn't dropped since
Ruining
2016.
her own era. The 1975 made Sincerity cool again. Lyrics about love, anxiety, and self-awareness, soundtracked in pink lights, the perfect mood board for a generation raised online, but feeling everything offline. Soul, funk, and future collide.
What you know about Anderson
Introspection
.Paak?
becomes
Childish
innovation. A quiet rebellion against perfection. A visual album. It's art, therapy, and revolution all in formation. Legacy and reinvention intertwine. The past and the future shake hands. K-pop goes global with BTS's rise.
Okay, be honest, y'all. What era of music do you think was the best? Now, we talked about movies earlier. A lot of y'all said 90s and 2000s. But what decade had the best music? I ain't gonna lie. It's hard to say. Because once again, y'all, I'm talking about all genres right now. I'm not talking about just rap. I'm not talking about just pop. I'm talking about everything collectively. Like 90s, 2000s, 90s. For me, it's between those two, yo. But at the same time, though, the 2010s was also elite. A lot of great music at that time. But brother, give me 2020s. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, Mikhail, you might be alone in that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think many people are saying 2020s is the best era of music. 70s. Okay, Saturn. Now, look, Mikhail, I'm not gonna take it away from you. There's been a lot of good music that's come out this year, but gang, it's 2 days into 2026, brother. We only 6 years in, not even a full 6. So we're not gonna say 2020s is the best era just yet. Nirvana, fire. 90s for rock and metal. Okay, I'm gonna give you that. Well, I'm not gonna lie. If we're talking about rock music, rock was probably its primest in the 80s and 70s. I'm not gonna lie. Because Robin, you probably talk about like alternative rock. You probably talk about like more, Nirvana, maybe indie rock, stuff like that. I'm more talking about like the extreme rock and roll. If we're talking about like Aerosmith, goddamn AC/DC, like we got a lot of different bands out there that was going crazy. Philly, you got to make a 2010s R&B music video in the rain. I actually have planned on doing that skit for a while. I just been postponing it, but I actually want to do it's a funny video. That's actually an idea I have on my bucket list. What's good, Ashley? Yes, alt rock, but rock and roll definitely 70s, right? Right? Exactly.
Beats breaks borders with WizKid's Come Closer. Latin pop finds its next wave with J Balvin's reggaeton revival. The UK blends grime and R&B through Skepta and Neo, and everyone's dancing when you didn't need an algorithm. Just aux chord democracy, Stranger Things, retro nostalgia with fresh wonder. The internet unites over kids on bikes and monsters in basements. Atlanta, Black Mirror.
I gotta watch Atlanta.
TV stops asking for attention, and instead it demands reflection. Streetwear becomes couture. Athleisure hits runways. Minimalism meets maximalism. The memes, the festivals, the chaos of it all. Pokemon Go turns cities into playground. Everyone's outside.
Yo, I literally forgot about Pokemon Go, y'all. That had the world in a chokehold, yo. Like, you could not go outside without seeing people walk and look at their phones trying to catch Pokemon. And I'm gonna keep it a buck, y'all. I was doing it too. Pokemon Go was fun as hell. It was a really dope concept, honestly. It was kind of actually, it was cool because you were playing games, but it also did prompt you to go outside. So I low-key think it was a good game. Pokemon Go was peak. 2025 kids don't play with toys. I still play. Yeah, nah, toys are cool. I got a couple. I think I got my OG toys right here. Hold on. It's funny. I literally have, I don't have too many anymore, but it's funny. I have Star Wars toys, but I haven't even seen 99% of the Star Wars. I've seen like 1 or 2 Star Wars movies. I got Darth Maul right here, my dog. I got Boba Fett, but he's kind of fucked up. And I also got, I forgot this blue guy's name. He was like that blue pirate. I forgot his name. I don't know what he is, but I got some Star Wars toys. Hi, Stud Boy Wonder. Yo, Ashley, you better cool it, girl. Just got back on Pokemon Go not too long ago. Sasue, you might be the only person I know currently playing that game. I have no idea how popular it still is, but I mean, it was one of them ones. It did have an era. I can't lie. It was an era.
Everyone is filming. Everyone's living life like it's a montage. It reshaped how we see art, identity, and each other.
Bruno.
Music becomes protest. Movies become empathy. Style becomes statement. But here's the twist. 2016 also marks the end of innocence. Politics divides feeds, and outrage starts trending harder than joy. It's the year
Shout
the
out
internet
Kaepernick.
feels both infinite and very fragile. We didn't know it yet, but the party was about to turn into a marketplace. Here's why 2016 won't let go, and why we won't let go of it. I think it was because of how alive it all felt. You could love Moonlight
relax,
and La La
Shopper.
Land in the same breath. Stream Lemonade.
Okay, what do you mean, what's that hair game barber expensive? Brother, it's a wig. Somebody used the channel points and they asked me to put on a wig, okay? What do you mean barber that expensive? You think I just miraculously grew an afro overnight? It's a wig. Jesus, man. Like, brother, you in Germany right now? And I know that it's early in the morning for you / late night. You trying to rage bait me this early in the AM for you? Rip it off, twin. Cassie, don't say that to me. Like, god damn, yo. Shopper, it's 3 in the morning in Germany for you right now, and you rage bait me for my hair? Talk about barber expensive. I don't know how you sound, but barber that expensive, Philly? It's not. Oh, you reacting to the video? Yeah, Galax, I am. Or at least I was before Chopper rage baited me about my haircut. But you know what? I will give you this, though. I do need a cut. I'm looking really dusty right now. Like, dusty. It's bad right now. Because y'all know me. When I get my lineup, I look fresh. I look like, ooh, shit. You know what I mean? You need a taper? Yo, Galax, how about you relax? Tell me what I need. You know what you need? Some manners. Talk about my haircut, okay? Anyway, back to the vid.
And then tweet about Blonde, cry to Manchester by the Sea, and then dance to One Dance. Culture wasn't divided by taste. 2016 was unity through diversity. Art, fashion, identity, and politics all remixing each other in real time. Maybe that's why everyone keeps saying it was the best year ever. Because deep down, we knew we were part of something that couldn't last. A rare moment when the world felt big, but also right next to you. So, what does 2016 predict for 2026? Ironically, that cycles don't repeat, they remix. So if 2016 was about—
That's such a bar, yo. Did y'all hear what she just said? Cycles don't repeat, they remix. And 2026 feels like a remix of 2016. That's a bar, I'm not gonna lie.
shared emotion, 2026 will be about reclaiming meaning. We've learned to curate, to comment, to caption. Now maybe it's time to just feel again. So that was 2016. Now it's your turn. I want to hear your 2016 memories, your favorite album, favorite movie, the moment that made it golden, because I know we will have one. Now It's time to step into the year that hasn't happened yet. The golden year we get to shape. We've seen the signs across every decade. Golden years happen when artists take risks and audiences reward them. Could 2026 be next? Let's start with film. Margot Robbie, Jacob Elordi, rewriting.
Brother, did your barber enjoy the solar eclipse a bit too much? I don't know what the hell that means, Mikkel, but it's a wig. It's a wig. I've explained it before, it's a wig. Fortnite disco skin, 1,500 V-Bucks. Brother, what do you want me to do with that information, Chopper? What do you want me to do with that information? What are we watching, Kennedy? We're watching a great video on why 2026 is going to be the best year of all time.
The Gothic canon, and people are already arguing about it passionately. That's exactly what makes it perfect. Polarizing art is proof that culture is alive. Christopher Nolan returns with myth, scale, and pure ambition.
You kind of look like a broccoli. Robin, if I didn't care for you, I would get you banned. But you know what? I care for you. Don't time her out, y'all. But I am not a broccoli. I'm not a broccoli. People trying to make 2016 or 2026 2016. It will be. It will be. I'm telling you. I'm telling y'all. 2026 has energy that's golden, and I really, really feel like it's gonna be one of them ones. I'm telling y'all, I'll bet money on it. I will bet all of your lives in this chat that 2026 is gonna be a great year.
A reminder that audiences still crave spectacle. Zendaya and Robert Pattinson in a slow burn character study. Prestige cinema holds its ground. Whitney Springs, a quietly anticipated project from two culture shapers who redefine visual storytelling every time they release. And a reminder that Black filmmakers continue to push the form forward, often setting the tone for the decade before anyone else even notices.
Fun fact, y'all, she put Not Like Us in there. Y'all know I was there for that. I'm in that video in the background. If y'all look really closely in the crowd shots, you will see me in the video for Not Like Us, man. I promise y'all, I am not an industry plant. I was very, very broke at that time. I just knew the right people. I am not an industry plant, but I was there.
Anthony Bourdain biopic, a story about curiosity in a fractured world, and exactly the kind of film that speaks to a generation rebuilding meaning. Of course, we're still going to get some sequels, but this time audiences are questioning it. Nostalgia no longer guarantees loyalty, but with some deep world building, people will still show up. Internet myth becomes cinematic lore, proof that the next cultural era will be shaped by grassroots creativity and fan-built worlds. Golden years happen when audiences demand more and creators answer. If 2026 defaults to sequels, trends, and safe bets, it won't be golden.
That Michael Jackson movie gonna hit.
And as usual, 2026 won't be defined by Western charts or Hollywood releases. It will be shaped by the likes of Lagos, Seoul, Mumbai, Sao Paulo, London, Johannesburg, and Tokyo all at once. Cross-border stories, multilingual albums, streaming platforms releasing films globally on day one, creators collaborating across continents. Culture has never been this connected or this collective. Charlie XCX, Wuthering Heights, an album and a film crossover.
Yo, y'all listen to Charlie? I got a peep her shit, huh? I hear a lot of good things about her. Apparently she made one of the best pop albums of 2025. I have not heard a single Charlie song, but I hear a lot of great things. I might have to peep her shit. I might have to react to it on stream. I'm not gonna lie. Is Drake a PDF though? What's the verdict on that? Temp, I have no idea. I hope not, because I actually do love Drake's music, right? Fun fact, I'm not a bot, right? I love Kendrick and I love Drake. I don't like the people that try to act like you only can listen to one because of the freaking beef. That's stupid. They both make amazing music. I'm a fan of both. I do probably like Kendrick a little more, but I still love Drake though. And I really, really hope he's not. I don't think he is. If I had to make a guess, I think he's probably just kind of a little weird sometimes, but I don't think he's a full-blown Epstein level threat. You know what I mean? In my opinion, if I had to guess.
Visuals, story, aesthetic, released as one experience. This could be the blueprint for the decade. Albums as universes, songs spanning English, Arabic, Yoruba, Hindi, a global sound without borders. And with artists like Bad Bunny headlining global stages like the Super Bowl, Latin pop becomes global pop. 2026 won't be defined by one genre, but by the way genres collide. TV in 2026 is moving back to world building that you can live in. The Stranger Things spin-off, prestige fantasy returns with moral complexity and political tension. It seems that people just want stories with stakes. And everywhere you look, art is becoming braver. We're in an era where everything feels political because one, it is, and two, the world is finally asking harder questions. And audiences want art that reflects the humanity rather than smoothing it over. I think we're heading towards a year where artists stop playing it safe, biggest stories come from the margins, music becomes more global than it's ever been, film reconnects with feeling, and TV shrinks and expands at the same time. Fewer shows, deeper worlds. Creators blur into directors, musicians blur into filmmakers, and audiences blur into collaborators. Golden years aren't accidents, and 2026 has every ingredient, but it still needs the most important one. Us. We shape them through what we watch, what we share, what we champion. So my final question, what will you create, what will you support, and what kind of life will you live that could make 2026 golden? Happy New Year. Let's make it one worth remembering.
Yo, that was a great video. That was fire. She was cooking too. She was spitting. What's her name? Tati Capia. Yo, hold on. I'm gonna show some love right quick in the comments. Amazing video queen. That shit was fire. W vid, yo, that was an amazing video. Only she got 28K subs. She's a little more low key creator, yo. But yeah, I'm telling y'all, chat, I got a good feeling about 2026, yo. And she made a good point. She's like, what are you gonna create? What are you going to do to make this year a magical one? Because at the end of the day, when it comes to this pop culture element, all the stuff that we love that's creative, we all add fuel to the fire. The reason why 2016 was such a banger year is because I feel like we were able to associate so many great memories to great things that was happening in culture at that time. And I feel like we got the same things about to happen this year, right? A lot of cool things are happening. GTA 6 is obviously a very big one pop culture-wise that I'm dumb excited for. But in general, it's a lot of memories and things we're going to associate with that. And I'm excited to see it. Music-wise, movie-wise, show-wise, life experience-wise, everything. I hope Addo drops a new song this year. I don't know who Addo is, but yo, I'll check it out. Send me a link. But yeah, yo, that was a good video. That was a banger video.